Okay, I'm waiting.
I don't know. Yeah, no, it's not. I don't actually mean wait. I was just about to mention something that I've seen on the internet.
Yeah.
I'm looking up leg warmers because I want some leg warmers because they're fashionable and warm. And the reviews, right? One of the top reviews, someone said, lovely, soft and cozy gift for an 101-year-old to keep her ankles warm.
Oh my.
Sorry?
I mean,
An 101-year-old.
that would make me buy it. Oh, we're using each other's Discord accounts because Connie has Nitro and I do not. We're going to be watching Donnie Darko.
Because Tyler Joseph likes it lots. And we think it might have influenced Dima.
Honestly, that's all there
It's
is
hard to say. I haven't seen it.
I have seen it in 2018. Alright, we're going to be watching this for the very first time.
Never seen before.
Never seen before. Definitely didn't have to check the audio.
Oh my god.
Oh
my god, there's a Pandora? Gaylord? Oh my god, this is so Joshua coded. Pandora? There's a lyric about Pandora.
The fact that we're realizing like something new each and every time that we're watching this. We've only watched the intro, by the way.
Every single time I realized it the previous time and just didn't mention it. Like,
Oh,
the
yeah,
sky was
trees.
blue.
Oh my god, they have a song
The sky was
trees.
blue like trash.
Oh my god.
Forest as well. Oh, it all tied. It's so full circle.
Wait, look at the way he's laying down. That's like jumpsuit.
This is so jumpsuit coded. The way the sun is setting, the sun will rise and we will try again.
It's very ominous. I feel like it's very like Tyler coded. The shot specifically.
Yeah, I get that. Try to get the landscape in there.
We're definitely gonna get copyrighted.
Giving Stranger Things. Halloween. Okay. My Blood.
Oh, I always wonder like what people are reading in movies because it always has meaning.
That tells us that this is going to be a horror story.
Maybe.
Is it a horror film?
Kind of. Not really.
It tells us there's going to be something sort of twisted and deranged coming.
Exactly.
Anyway, I'm not going to squeeze one out till I'm like 30.
Will you still be working at the yarn barn? Because I hear that's a really great place to raise children.
He's really, like, I don't know if it's just because we're watching it because we're Clikkies, but I can see Tyler and him.
We're like 5 seconds in and he's talking about giving birth.
You're such a fuck ass.
Yeah, this is so Tyler coded.
I knew it.
I'm joking. I'm being sarcastic.
Oh. This is terrible. I'm seeing this movie with, like, Tyler goggles, you know? I'm not seeing it like a normal person.
Tyler goggles.
Bitch.
This movie shouldn't be as funny
Misogyny.
as it is. She just keeps on walking. I love her.
My son just
You
called
better
me a
think
bitch.
about what he just said.
Bitch?
Bitch.
Yeah, well, can you elaborate on that? What are your thoughts on what he just said?
Well, I think that bitch, which is like a trench. So I'm thinking we can draw some correlations between these two ideas.
Yeah, go on.
So I think if the mother is, as he said, a bitch, that might mean that she's in trench and she needs some help.
We shouldn't be watching this movie this late. His name is Donald. Donnie is way cooler.
Oh my god. Oh, that's another correlation. Because Donald is also the name of the guy who invented Fortnite, and we know Tyler likes Fortnite.
I want to be president of the United
Whenever I see TV, I'm just like, TV is always suspicious.
It's the control room.
It's the control room. It's 1984. The teleprompter. The clock. Reminds me of Stranger Things a little bit.
I've been thinking of Stranger Things a lot. That means that it's probably based on that. Because in Stranger Things, it's probably based on this a bit. Yeah, because this is the 80s, so Stranger Things would be based on things from the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Wake up.
I always think it's...
Blurry face?
Trench. You've been here the whole time.
This is literally blurry face.
Wake
I'm
up.
sorry. Come on, that shot of an eye? Come on.
The eye. Wake up, and then an eye opening.
I mean,
This is plagiarism at this point.
we talked about those visuals for the 2018 AMAs. I feel like they would be relevant. You may have noticed that he had like a huge poster of an eye in his room, which I wanted to comment on, but I didn't want to be too annoying too early on.
Maybe like a metaphor for feeling watched. It depends on where the plot goes. It's too early to say, because I don't really know anything about it. Oh, the pupil dilating. Oh.
The bunny.
What was that in the eye?
The bunny.
The bunny.
It was
Okay.
bunny.
I can definitely see some kind of blurry face visuals being inspired by that.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah, I see the eye.
I've been watching you.
Didn't we just say, we just said this?
Big
about
Brother
being
is
watched.
watching you.
Big Brother is watching you. Like, we're gonna be so annoying in this video.
The eyes are definitely symbol.
Yeah,
It's
being
also
washed.
reminding me a bit of Equus, except that was based around horses, but the same effect with eyes.
I actually don't know what you're
It's
talking
about basically a play where a boy is like a bit psychotic and he thinks that God is within horses. So he ends up setting out the eyes of 6 horses.
Oh my god. I feel like I need to know more context.
To put it simply, the writer, he had a friend and they were in the car together one day and the friend said to him, "Did you hear about the boy in the news who stabbed out the eyes of 6 horses?" And he was like, "No, I didn't know about that." And then that friend died and he never gave any more context on that news story. And the guy who ended up writing the play, this is real life, I mean, the guy who ended up writing the play didn't understand why a boy would stab the horse's eyes and he couldn't find any information about it. He couldn't find the article anywhere. So whether it actually happened or not, he didn't know, but he still wanted to know why that would happen. So he wrote a play about what could have led the boy to do that. And it's basically from the perspective of the boy having already done it, talking through his history with a therapist and slowly unraveling what led him to that point, and it's to do with his upbringing and everything.
Oh, I love
And yeah,
that.
he thinks that the eyes are odd. He thinks that he's being watched through the eyes of horses, and it's weird. He does for horses.
What? I was so with you. I was so invested until you said that. The TV is really driving me insane because it's so suspicious.
Static. Are you experiencing feelings of concern?
Need someone to talk to?
That camera change, that transition, it's kind of creepy.
It's kind of disorienting.
Like security cameras.
You can hear the watch ticking.
I guess his brain is focusing in on things.
The red flag is really ominous and kind of symbolic. No, it's
a
for
gold
sure.
flag.
But it is red. Stop making me look stupid.
It's okay. Come on, let's continue.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That made me jump.
That made me jump so hard.
Books falling off the shelf. Cancer music video.
We should stop talking, actually. We should practice the quiet game. That's also a 21 Pilots related thing.
Oh,
Like, why is this...
an aeroplane? That's what happens when you have 21 pilots. No one takes control.
Ooh, that looks like a hypnosis thing.
They could be saying the same thing about Donnie, but he dodged it.
So some sort of curse. I mean, the fact that one person was supposedly doomed and then died, and then the same almost happened to him. It's like a curse that passes around.
I definitely get what you're saying.
Obviously something supernatural.
The whole idea of being saved is really interesting. Brought a guest, and that guest is Blurryface. Blurryface, would you introduce yourself?
My name's Blurryface, and I totally care what you think.
Isn't this shot crazy for just him getting off a school bus? It's so strange. Like everything.
It's definitely
in this movie is,
questionable.
it's like warped. Like you're questioning what you're
Yeah.
even seeing and what is real.
It's very much features of expressionism. Okay, so elements of expressionism include the use of grotesque masks, which I'm pretty sure we have
Ooh.
the bunny thing, looming shadows, all the kinds of things that make the real world look like a twisted kind of warped world and dreamlike and just not really make sense. So anything that seems kind of out of the ordinary and is expressed through camera methods or things that just don't seem to make that much sense, that's expressionism.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. Now I'm starting to think about that in relation to the pilots and what they've done.
Well, they say it right when they flood the house and they tear it to shreds that destruction is a form of creation, so the fact that they burn the money is ironic.
Destruction is a form of creation.
Destroy and rebuild.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, we're definitely overanalyzing every single little detail, but it is interesting to think about.
It's just a good point.
It's just, yeah, it's a good point.
Sit next to the boy you think is the cutest.
Oh,
Excuse you?
why is she trying to cause
Can we get her fired?
No longer your English teacher. They fired me.
Oh my god.
That's not allowed.
That's so unprofessional.
You tell Dr. Thurman whatever you want.
Eyes on the road.
Dad.
Oh yeah, I hate when people do that.
Dad!
Oh, wow, you were right. R. Sparrow.
I have no idea what she said.
Me neither. I don't think we're supposed to know yet.
I met a new friend.
Real or imaginary?
Imaginary.
This is a meme. Do you know this meme?
No?
It's everywhere. It's I met a friend, real, imaginary. He constantly looks like he's being possessed.
Yeah, I think he kind of is.
The eye again.
Yeah.
That brings me back to that shot of did you watch Highway after we talked about it in that one episode? Because there's a shot where it zooms in on Tyler's eye. Because also during that shot, it zooms in on Tyler's eye and then everything comes crashing down. It's the world is coming to an end.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh, hi Frank.
What you doing there, Donnie?
Hey Donnie, you want to put the axe down, buddy?
Are you okay?
Where is he? 24? Like
24
24
minus...
oceans.
That's so much better because I was gonna say 24 minus 3 is 21.
No.
That's so
No.
Strange and beautiful
much-
magic.
She's so pure. Protect her at all costs, honestly.
She'll die first.
Mama said the school is closed today because it's flooded. Yeah.
Donnie is not happy about that because he remembers hearing something about a flood and he had a dream about it.
I mean, was it a dream or was it a reality? He was holding an axe.
That's a good question. It's like the visions Clancy has.
They made me do it.
The bishops.
What are feces?
Ugh.
Baby mice.
Oh my god.
That's not what feces is.
He always like
Feces is
smiles
poo.
though. Like he's supposed to be like scared or
Yeah.
something, but he always like has this like sinister smile.
But feces is not baby mice, it's poo.
Oh yeah. Why did she say that?
I don't know.
That's totally not true.
Do you want to walk me home?
Sure.
My mom had to get a restraining order against my stepdad. He has emotional problems.
Oh my god, she just met him. She
It's
really
just
is.
trauma dumping.
Yeah, she really is trauma dumping. They've only met once. They haven't spoken yet.
He stabbed my mom 4 times in the chest.
Did he go to jail?
No, he fled.
I was in jail once. I mean,
Wait, what? Imagine like in a conversation being like, yeah, I went to jail once.
When you meet for the first time and one person's like, yeah, my dad stabbed my mum and then ran away. And then you're like, oh yeah, I went to jail once.
I feel like Tyler could say that because he was in the Heathens music video. So he could just go around
Can you
telling people
imagine?
that.
Imagine Tyler meeting someone for the first time and they're like, hi, I have mental health issues. And he's like, oh my god, yeah, I was in DEMA once.
for antiseptics, there was no sanitation, especially in medicine.
You mean soap?
She put him in
I'm
his
really
place.
glad school was flooded today,
Why is that?
because you and I never had this conversation.
This really insightful conversation.
You mean soap? I'm glad we were having this conversation.
Okay, hey, where are you going?
Okay. Hey, where are you going?
I mean, yeah, where is she going?
I'm going home.
Oh, that's not our house?
That dialogue was so, like,
It's so
like,
strange.
okay, so they meet, she says, can you walk me home? He says, okay. They're walking, they're talking. She says, I should go. And he's like, okay. And then suddenly they're flirting. And then she goes and he goes, where are you going? And she says, I'm going home. And now he's turning around. What?
I'd like to try something new this time. Have you ever been hypnotized?
No. What kind of therapy method is that? Maybe it is.
It can work.
Really? Oh.
For people who have been to war, there's this thing called light therapy where they move a light back and forth. There's other ways to do it too, but they focus in on the light and it's supposed to make them be able to relive their memories. But I just mean it is a real thing where people get hypnotherapy and it helps them relive moments that have been most distressing to them. Sounds horrible.
Do you still think about girls a lot?
Why is she asking him this?
I don't know.
Feels very intrusive.
I think about fucking a lot during school.
What else?
See,
Donnie!
Isn't this like a way of violating a person? Because he's not truly
Oh,
conscious.
yeah. It's like a trick thing because he's not actually asleep, is he?
I asked you about your family, Donnie.
No.
Donnie!
Fucking my family.
Donnie!
That was good. That was good. That was really funny.
She's not stopping him. Why isn't she stopping him?
What is he doing?
How old is Grandma Death?
101.
101? Like the people bought in that review for Amazon.
I knew I remember that from somewhere. Oh, it's all coming together. The dots are connecting. That's the post that I tagged you
What?
in, where like I think it was Joey that compared this scene to Fairly Local. Let's watch that again with the hand.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like he doesn't know if he's in reality or not.
As you can see, the lifeline is divided into 2 polar extremes.
Oh, this is interesting.
It's making me think of...
Two opposing
fear.
forces. What?
Yeah, but it's making me
Peace
think
and
of
fear.
peace will win and fear will lose.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't just lump things into 2 categories. Things aren't that simple.
Fear and love are the deepest of human emotion.
There are other things that need to be taken into account here, like the whole spectrum of human emotion.
This is exactly what we talked about. Like, about recurring themes in 21 Pilots songs, that there are 2 contrasting themes of, like, either good and evil, light and dark, whatever it may be.
Yeah, and it's
Fear
way more
and peace.
complicated than that.
Yeah, but then it becomes more complicated than that, and there are other things to take into account, and and then
And he's obviously getting really like upset about this because he knows that it's more like there's more to it than that, and it's obviously going deeper in his brain than it is on the surface.
Exactly.
Because he's being controlled by Frank, so to say. So he's not, his actions where he's doing all these bad things, they're not done out of fear or love. It's nothing like that. They're being done out of being controlled. It's not something he can control. So that wouldn't fit on this spectrum.
Yeah, which is why he's so passionate about this.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about responsibility, morality, family values.
Forget sanity, forget salary, forget vanity, mama. It will never end. The references will never end.
Our paths through life must be righteous. I urge you to go home and look in the mirror and pray that your son doesn't succumb to the path of fear.
You know what it's giving?
Religious.
It's giving religious conflict.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
Because she's trying to make everyone obey very specific rules and see themselves within a very specific spectrum mentality. He doesn't want to obey that because he doesn't agree with it, but she's trying to force him to anyway. So that's giving religious conflict connotation.
Yeah, and the whole thing about like 21 Pilots and religion is like they're saying that we need to think and question everything, right?
Yeah.
And put more thought into it and not take things.
And see what exists outside the conventional spectrum of good and bad.
Exactly.
I know this is gonna sound kind of weird, but do you know anything about time travel?
A conversation that only ever happens in movies.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if I walked up to you and be like, Connie, do you know anything about time travel?
But like dead serious.
Dead serious.
It's, you know what it reminds me of in H2O Mermaids, where Cleo goes up to Lewis, the nerd, and she's like, Lewis, what do you know about mermaids?
The basic principles of time travel are there. You've got your vessel and your portal.
You what now? You're what now?
The woman who wrote this used to teach here.
You know what I'm thinking? The grandma.
Oh, maybe.
I'm constantly scared that I know stuff, but I don't really remember it. And then I'll say it like it's a new thought. Because I've already watched this movie, but it was a long time ago.
do that.
She up and left the church. She wrote this book.
Let's say we up and left. Sorry.
Bird of Sparrow.
I was right. Yeah, I think that I knew that subconsciously.
I want to read this. Incidents when the fabric of the fourth dimension becomes corrupted are incredibly rare. If a tangent universe occurs, it will be highly unstable, sustaining life for no longer than several weeks. Eventually, it will collapse upon itself, forming a black hole within a primary universe capable of destroying all existence. So I guess that's what's happening then. What's that?
Oh my god. He's like seeing the universe starting to work.
Could only Donnie see that?
I mean, I feel like if everyone else could see that, they would just freak out. He's not even phased.
I mean, he supposedly sees things all the time that he knows shouldn't be there. It's like leading him somewhere. Oh, is that a gun?
Oh my god. Water and metal are the key elements of time travel. Water is the barrier element for the construction of time portals used as gateways between universes at the tangent vortex.
That's interesting because reflections in water.
I think that it's tangent vortex, not tangent. I just want to correct myself there.
But the way that, like in the jumpsuit music video, Tyler is laying in the water as if he's just woken up there.
Yeah, I mean,
so what if he somehow travels between universes through reflections?
Yeah, I mean, there's a shot in the jumpsuit music video where he just like kind of falls down, and then you see like glimpses of the Dima universe. You see like the 9 bishops.
Yeah,
and like glimpses
and
from
he
the Nico and the Niners music video, and then he gets up again and it's like
he runs through the water, through the stream, trying to escape, like he's trying to disappear from this world. Like, you don't actually know where he's trying to run away to, but he runs through the water. And I always thought that like reflections were kind of a doorway between the fictional world and the real world. Because it's kind of like everything being reflected back to you, but it's slightly uncanny because it's all flipped.
But what kind of examples do we have of reflections?
Well, we have the blankets over mirrors. She's not afraid of her reflection, but what she might see behind it. I mean, even just like, I feel like there's a lot of zooming in on like puddles when Josh is drumming and stuff like that, or like the Jumpsy music video where he's laying in the water, or I think you can see his reflection in the water. I can't remember. I feel like that happens at some point.
I don't remember that. Maybe we should go look for that. But I do remember the puddles in the Nico and the Niners music video. So there is a way to compare the different universes aspect to what we're seeing in the world of Dima and Trench and everything in between.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's almost like the pills are making him do that stuff.
Yeah.
Every time he takes his pills is when that rabbit shows up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
His increased detachment from reality seemed to stem from his inability to cope with the forces in the world that he perceives to be threatening.
Think about what she just said.
Forces in the world that he perceives to be threatening.
Yeah, his detachment from reality stems from that. Isn't that kind of like what Dima is like? Trying to compensate for all the things that you're afraid of and that...
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I wish I could explain it better.
Oh my god.
The eye.
And the hand. The waves of the water.
And did you see the way there was like an effect on the bunny rabbit's eye? Like there was a flash.
Yeah. It was glowing.
Yeah.
I would like to do more hypnotherapy.
After last time?
She's not stopping him. Why isn't she stopping him?
What's she doing?
And increase his medication.
So it's just gonna get worse then.
Oh my god. I mean, come on, look at those visuals. The manipulated living. Wow, these drawings are really interesting.
Wait, what does that mean, the manipulated living? Because it's giving seized vessels.
Let's see. I'm not sure. The manipulated living will do anything to save themselves from oblivion.
Ah.
You know what? That reminds me of like they're asleep, right? We talked about that state of unawareness and oblivion. Reminds me
the way that it shows little bits of information on pages really does remind me of like how we've had little things through like Clancy letters and DMA.
Exactly. Oh my god, that's what I was thinking about.
Like that piece of paper with like the telekinesis written on it that said seize Keons.
Yeah.
Like it's like little clues here and there.
Exactly, and like it reminded me of like going through all these things that could be related to the lore and reading through pages of like history books and stuff. Like, yeah.
They surrender their bodies to the temptation and destruction.
Temptation and
destruction. Oh, that is so... Why do I kneel to these concepts?
And destruction, absolutely. Tempted by control by temptation.
That's so... Surrendering their bodies? Like, leave your skin on the floor?
Surrendering your body is like being available vessel.
Becoming an available vessel. Committing to vialism.
Destruction, right?
Oh my god. The entire Dima storyline just came from this one sentence in this one movie. Artifact and the living. When a tangent universe occurs, those living nearest to the vortex will find themselves at the epicenter of a dangerous new world, though he's living at the center of it. Artifacts provide the first sign that a tangent universe has occurred. If an artifact occurs, the living will retrieve it with great interest and curiosity. Artifacts are formed from metal, such as an arrowhead from an ancient Mayan civilization, or a metal sword from medieval.
I'm not sure.
And just unpause, and then it will.
Oh, Europe.
Medieval Europe. Oh, so that's the metal thing.
In Mr. Green's absence, we will now be reading another classic, Watership Down by Richard Adams.
That's so sad, that book. Well, I've not read it, but I've seen the film.
You've seen the film?
Yeah, it was my thing when I was a child. I had like all the DVDs of like the TV series version. Oh, it's so sad. It's about bunny rabbits, but they can speak. They're like the characters. The characters are rabbits. It's animated, and it's about these rabbits. They're trying to move because there's danger coming, so they're trying to find a new home. And it's honestly like the first memory I have of being exposed to death was through these little animated rabbits. Like that's the first memory I have of it.
Do you think Tyler's really afraid of Rubik's Cubes?
What?
That was like a rumor that was going around. You didn't hear that?
No.
There was one day on the TL. Apparently, like, there's an old interview of him saying that he's afraid of Rubik's Cubes. And there was this one day on my timeline where there were so many jokes about that. It was so confusing. But now every time that I see a Rubik's Cube, I'm thinking, is Tyler afraid of that?
The living receiver is chosen to guide the artifact into position for its journey back to the primary universe. So are they not living in the main universe?
Connie!
What?
Read the second line.
I wonder how or why the receiver will be chosen. What does that mean?
No, the third line. Sorry, the third line.
Oh, the living receiver is often blessed with fourth dimensional powers. These include increased strength, telekinesis, mind control, and the ability to conjure fire and water.
Hold on.
Didn't he burn something down? He burnt down a building, and he also caused the school to flood.
Let's say Tyler took inspiration from this movie to build the world of Dima. And let's say Tyler in the situation as the receiver, right? Tyler is the one that's seeing all that stuff. Tyler is the one that's living through this universe where like stuff from real life is blending into it, but you don't know if it's reality or if it's not.
Yeah, and he's stronger because
maybe that's why
he doesn't know how he survived, but he did.
It would make sense that he would have the telekinesis ability. And that
and then the Saturday music video where he doesn't know how he managed to survive the submarine, but he knows that he just did, and he's like, why me? In the Clancy letter, because we
Yeah.
know that Tyler is Clancy.
Yeah,
And he's like, how did I survive it? It's because he has increased strength and he can conjure water. He has control over it.
Oh.
Okay, maybe not conjure water, but
Okay.
he has some kind of control over his surroundings and his environment.
I mean, he has some kind of, control of the universe. Wow, this line is crazy.
Yeah.
In relation to the lore. Can you read this?
The living receiver is often tormented by terrifying dreams, visions, and auditory hallucinations during his time within the Tangent universe. That's literally Clancy.
This is insane.
He's the living receiver. He's the one that's alive but is still like able to be seized or seize people. He can be seized even though he's alive.
Do you think that like when Blurryface speaks in songs, that could be like the auditory hallucinations?
Yeah. Definitely. And the terrifying dreams things. I mean, we don't even need to.
Yeah.
I feel like that goes without saying.
I mean, fire and water is a huge thing.
Conjure fire, trash the dragon, potentially.
I mean, fire and water both can be used as tools of destruction. Like we saw the flooding and we saw the fire. I mean,
we heard about him burning down the building.
Maybe that's
was it a school?
Why the Saturday music video happened the way that it did, because it was like one way of like water destroying everything, right? And they survived through that, and now we're going to have another chapter of like trash burning down the city, like two tools of destruction.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Why are you wearing that stupid buddies?
Why are you wearing that stupid man suit?
Good point.
What happened to your eye?
Didn't he stab it? Kinda. I don't know.
Have you ever seen a portal?
No way.
Wait,
no way.
what?
I'm just talking about the visuals here. Like
Yeah, the
everything.
fire in the eye.
Burn it to the ground.
Connie.
Yeah.
This doesn't mean anything, but I'm just letting you see that.
The antlers on the wall. So when he said he burnt down the school, was he predicting the future?
Yes, I think it was definitely foreshadowing for sure. The antlers being on fire, come on. That's interesting.
And him zooming in on it. Them zooming in on it, not him.
Yeah, that's an interesting visual. It's kind of like, okay, even if we're not relating it to 21 Pilots, like antlers representing something good and pure, right? And that being on fire.
Mm-hmm. Or even the fact that seizing the antlers could be... Well, you seize the antlers to seize a vessel, right? And
that's the same
that could be how the fire is created.
That's the same thing, like using something good and pure as a tool, as a weapon, basically.
Interesting.
You're not crazy. I used to be crazy.
They put me in a room. A rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy.
So, I thought that's like literally the equivalent of him saying, I used to be in jail once.
Oh my god. Yeah, it is.
Like
You're
father,
lying,
like
Lisa.
son. That transition was insane. Also, the skeleton.
They fired me.
About time.
Kind of deserved.
I have the power to build a time machine.
How is time travel possible?
I am actually surprised about how she keeps an open mind.
She seems like she believes it. She's asking, what does he mean? Time travel is possible. Like, she thinks that he's telling the truth and she wants the information out of him.
If the sky were to suddenly open up, it would only be you and your memories, the choices you've made, and the people you've touched.
Is she, like, in on it?
I don't know.
No, she definitely knows something.
I feel like ever since he almost died, like it's like the universe changed.
She wasn't just therapizing him. She literally said if the sky opened up, there would only be you and him. Like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? That's not something you say to comfort someone. That's like, that's like she knows something.
I don't know. I feel like Frank controls so many people in his life.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like that. It feels like he's controlling the narrative a little bit.
You can stop taking your medication. They're placebos.
What?
Oh.
This is only in the director's cut. This is not in the actual film, which is why I wanted to watch the director's cut, because there are all these different scenes that explain stuff.
That changes so much.
Why would she give him fake pills?
That is a common thing. Well, not common, but it is a thing that can happen with like conditions that don't necessarily have a cure. It has the psychological reaction where it makes your body think that it's doing something.
But every time he's taken the pills, he's gotten worse.
Yeah, exactly. And it's because it's having a placebo effect on him.
Yeah, why is she telling him to stop taking them?
I don't know. I guess she's just letting him. Well, you'd think that from this, is she telling the truth? Or is it something to do with, are they making him worse or are they making him better? And if he doesn't take them, is he going to get worse? Is it going to trigger the end of the world somehow? I don't know. There's so many questions.
I don't know. I mean, you said a second ago that she knows more than she lets on. And that's,
yeah,
I
that's
mean,
the vibe that I get.
Completely. I mean, why would she say that? She just, the things that she says are so odd.
And she says that while she's not looking at him as well. Her body language. They're facing completely away from each other.
It's almost,
and she's just saying it.
It's almost like Frank is saying it for her, you know?
Yeah, I guess. Like, he's not looking at her. Anyone could be saying that. She's technically just a voice at the moment because he can't see her face.
Maybe she didn't even say it. Maybe it was just in his head.
That's the thing with it being cut out as well. Like, if she'd never said that, like, why would the director want that line to be in there? No! Insurance trap. The manipulated dead will set an insurance trap. The living receiver must ensure the fate of all mankind. Oh dear. So it's all down to one person.
Have you guys seen Frank?
Frank? We don't know a Frank.
God, no we don't.
What's going on? Frank was here, went to get beer.
Which 21 Pilot song was that?
The Run and Go?
I think it was... That's what I was gonna say!
Could you imagine if she just started playing the Run and Go? Like, doom, doom, doom. Oh my god.
Oh my god. I knew something was gonna happen.
What?
What just happened?
Did she got ran over?
Oh my god. Is it Frank?
Frank.
Maybe you were right.
I knew it.
What were you guys doing in the middle of the road, huh?
What?
I thought he was already... I'm so lost.
What do you mean? Like, we knew he had a gun.
Lost. Because, hold on. So, these two random guys just jumped out of nowhere, held knives to their throats. A car appeared, and one of them carried on holding the knife to Donnie anyway. Then the car just ran her over for no apparent reason.
No, there was a reason. There was a reason. Grandma Death was standing. They had to swerve. It was either they were gonna run over the grandma, or they were gonna swerve, and they didn't realize that they were gonna hit her with their car.
Oh, okay. But anyway, so they run her over. They get out of the car, and there's two people there. One gets out of the car.
Oh, wait, maybe that's why, remember the mom was reading it at the beginning of the movie? And he's a clown.
Yeah, probably foreshadowing that. But who is the clown? I'm so confused. Who is that?
Oh, we don't know. We have no idea.
Frank was there too.
Yeah.
And he could see Frank.
Yeah.
So confused.
I was wondering what the gun was for. Why
is
wouldn't
Frank
he?
a real person now?
I think he always was.
But how come no one else could see him?
I don't know. Something happened with the universe, and Donnie knew like what had happened with Frank before it happened. Because when Frank was in the movie theater,
he shot him in the eye.
Yeah, when Frank was in the movie theater, he took off his mask and he was already injured.
Oh yeah, because he's predicting things about the future.
Yeah.
Like he predicted that he was going to burn down that house.
Yeah.
He's been predicting things, yeah. Okay, so he knew that he was going to meet someone called Frank and he was going to shoot him in the eye, but he didn't know that he was going to shoot him in the eye.
Yeah.
Okay. It makes a little bit more sense now. So Frank is just someone at their school.
I think so.
Storm is coming. You must hurry.
He definitely knows. I feel like none of this feels real.
Yeah, it's like a fever dream.
Like, it's like the world continued after he almost died, but it really didn't.
Yeah.
Like, nothing really makes sense.
Maybe he did die.
Maybe.
Storm.
Yeah. And it's right above his room, too, where he almost died.
God. Oh, she's in the car.
She's in the car. She doesn't look dead at all.
No, she looks asleep. What are the chances she's going to wake up?
We've been here the whole time.
So that's how he got here.
What do you mean?
From the very first scene, he was up in the mountains.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, maybe. Oh my god.
And he didn't even save his family.
How would he?
Warned them, told them to leave.
I mean, he kissed his sister goodbye. I guess that was his way of saying goodbye.
God, can you imagine? Not even being like, hey, get in the car now, we're going somewhere.
I mean, if the world is ending, realistically, there's nothing that you could do.
Oh, you would not want to be in the sky when there's a storm hitting.
No, definitely not.
Oh!
What?
The plane, the bit of it falls into his bedroom.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. No, you're right. This is literally leading up to the start.
So it could be some kind of paradox, some kind of like cycled world where the plane always is going to crash and then it's going to fall into his bedroom as this kind of world ending thing happens, and it's going to trigger like everything that's happened since, and maybe it's some sort of cycle. Like it's rewinding.
It's like when someone dies and their whole life flashes before their eyes.
I can only hope that the answers will come to me in my sleep.
I can only hope that the answers will come to me in my sleep.
It's giving Dima.
Oh, that's the poster on his room.
Oh, it had
we
a
saw.
skull in the eye.
We're definitely at the start.
Oh, he was in his room this time, so that's how it was meant to happen.
I guess he needed to be in his room for it to stop.
Because he tried to cheat death when he wasn't there, because Frank told him not to be in Frank led him out of his room to save his life.
Yeah.
Right? Why has he now gone back and Frank didn't save his life after all, because it wasn't meant to be that way?
I think that now that he knows what happens when he saves his life, he wants to stop all of those horrible things from happening.
Yeah, I guess.
And he's not gonna listen to Frank this time. Dreams, come on. You read this one. Oh,
when the manipulated awaken from their journey into the tangent universe, they are often haunted by the experience in their dreams. Many of them will not remember. What, so did he just experience the entire journey that would happen if he didn't die to that thing in his dream? Was that all a dream? No. Because you know the whole thing was like he's going to the tangent universe by himself or something like that.
Yeah.
He's there now and he's dreaming and he's like having nightmares about the thing that happened. So maybe we haven't gone back in time. Maybe it's just a nightmare. Like he's having a nightmare now of what happened or what could have happened. I don't know. That's the vibe that I'm getting.
I think that when he fell asleep, like he was going into a different universe. Kind of like Dima is sort of like a dream world, right? So what we just saw, the entire movie, was like this kind of weird dream world. But it did exist.
The whole movie, he's been traveling to this tangent universe, and it's saying that once you awaken from that journey, you're haunted by the experience in your dream. So maybe he's there now and he's having a nightmare.
So he survives?
I don't know. We'll have to keep watching to find out.
Oh, she's the one that's dreaming. Or maybe everyone is dreaming. So he died. Yeah, she doesn't even know him.
Horrible accident. My neighbor got killed.
Who is that kid?
I don't know if we've seen him before. Maybe at the start?
Did you know him?
No.
What the hell?
Why is she waving at her like that?
I feel like now we're left to question, was it real or was it not?
Yeah, I think that's intentional, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the kid is waving as well. That's it.
That's just how it ends.
This is why I remember being confused. I told you at the beginning of this because I didn't understand like everything about the ending. And there isn't like one solid answer, which is what they meant.
It was down to him to close this kind of alternate universe, the tangent universe.
Yeah.
So he had to decide his own fate, and he chose to let the jet engine kill him so that he would avoid the other path.
Exactly.
I can understand that, but I still can't understand where Frank fits into everything.
If he had listened to Frank, then he wouldn't have saved anybody. So it's like, does he listen to himself or does he listen to Frank in a weird way?
I guess. It's just so confusing.
I guess because he killed him, that like tormented him and he's
That's like Tyler killing Blurryface.
Yeah.
So what if somehow, no, because Dima like doesn't have enough of an actual plot line for it to be like that some kind of battle unfolds and they change the course of the past. There hasn't been like enough of a plot line for that to happen, you know?
Yeah, but
I don't think anything like that would happen in Dima.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think they're that comparable, but there are just certain aspects that line up.
Yeah.
But I do think because like Donnie was tormented by the fact that he killed Frank, like Frank in his mind turned into this like version of his bad self and his like...
I'm gonna read out this. How the Donnie Darko director explains the ending's meaning. Director Richard Kelly also spoke about the meaning of Donnie Darko, and he admitted that most of the fan theories are all wrong. However, he was also coy in the interview and about many of the questions concerning Donnie Darko's ending. He avoided the idea that Donnie was dead all along, saying that life and death can coexist. He did say Donnie wasn't hallucinating and everything in the movie reality is real to a certain extent. Finally, he said life could be a dream, and Roberta Sparrow was onto something with philosophy of time travel. I'm right, okay, yeah.
Ooh. So this is exactly the thing. This is intentional. It's like Tyler being really like ominous about the lore.
It's like how dream worlds could be real worlds. We don't know.
I feel like that's the concept of Dima as well, because you don't know if it's real life or not.